Shonen anime, the genre that hooked 99% of weebs into this medium unless you're the 1% that got hooked through shows like this. If you did, stay away from me, you're a freaking weirdo. This genre has always been great. It has honestly made anime to where it is today. The 4 shows that really started the whole anime trend is from the shonen genre. And the least favorite one by a mile for most people's opinion, including me, is Bleach. I'm sorry Bleach fans, but the reality is a lot of young audience or people at any age really don't really care too much about Bleach. Or the drip that the shows bring either. I mean, if you're into fashion, 100% Bleach is better than Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. But not a lot of people are into fashion when they're watching anime unless you're a cosplayer. When people watch these shonen anime, they want to see the corny friendship, the adventure, and most importantly, the fight scenes. And Bleach has that, but it's not as heavy hitting as how the other 3 shows did it. And even after the Aizen arc ended, as times have gone by, these 3 shows will have flourished even more. With One Piece breaking sales records, Naruto getting Boruto as a sequel, and of course Dragon Ball having more guys with muscles beating each other. And there's Bleach, the show that nobody really cares about and nobody pays a single attention to. It's alone in the bin with rain pouring down. I don't know why it's raining, I just added in because it was fitting. And with the 1000-year Blood War arc ending in the manga, it seems like that was it. This series was gonna be left out in the bin, and these shows will continue to kill it. Then years later, on March 2020, on Bleach's 20th anniversary in Weekly Shonen Jump, it was announced that this show was gonna come back. It's a freaking miracle, dude. It's a hallelujah. Weebs was calling their missing fathers and celebrating. Even I was excited. I mean, one of the big 3 is coming back, and then the trailer for the show dropped. And it was marvelous. They had the epic music, the animation was phenomenal, things were really looking up for this series. And then of course something bad has to happen. It was announced that Bleach was gonna be exclusive to Disney. Fucking Disney. The company known for PG-1, not PG-13, PG-1 years old. And everyone was panicking and worried, rightfully so. Bleach is a fighting focused anime. Arms are getting chopped off, hands are going through people's chests, blood is flying everywhere, so it's not a friendly show to say the least. And having Disney on board would most definitely remove all these things, which in turn would destroy Bleach. If Bleach was a funny slice of life type of show, I would not have a single problem with the show being on Disney. But it's not. It's a fighting show where mountains are getting blown off. And some people were also complaining that they're gonna have to spend money on a Disney subscription now. And I honestly find this complaint to just be stupid. I mean, dude, you don't want to sub to Disney for Bleach. Hire, it's not a big deal. And that's not that big of a problem. The biggest problem is Disney. Disney is owning Bleach. So skip to the day when episode 1 dropped. And when episode 1 dropped, it was actually very good. It shattered all expectations. I don't think anybody expected how good Bleach was. The animation was 100% better from the original Bleach, and was probably the best animation we have seen in a while. Each shot of the character was very clean, and the effects, god damn, the effects are clean. Not many anime have this kind of effect before. It almost reminded me of the solo leveling effects. The colors were balanced out very well with the character's ability. It's not too overpowering. I would even say that it was one of the best animation of year 2022, even better than Chainsaw Man and Mob Psycho. I would even say that the show's animation is ranked 3rd after Demon Slayer, and then after Demon Slayer is Marin's chest scene, of course. In year 2022, nothing is better than Marin's chest scene, okay? Period. There's no argument. The chest scene is just on another tier of his own. But with my problems aside, the animation for this anime was one of the best for the year. I would say that it's 2nd place to Demon Slayer, of course. Ain't nothing topping this yet. Honestly, Ufotable just needs another tax evasion and they could pull something even better. Now, Bleach is just another typical shonen, and a lot of shonen suffer from a problem called power scaling. And there's some problems with the power scale, mainly because Bleach should have ended in the Aizen arc, and if your opinion is different from mine, you're just wrong. But you could still be entitled to your wrong opinion though. The whole entire Bleach story was building up for Ichigo to fight this mad genius scientist, and if you think the author wants Ichigo's final opponent to be this grumpy old man, you're just stupid. The 1000-year Blood War arc was extended to make more of that shmoney, and there were many evidence of this. One example I can think of is the final Getcha Tensho. Ichigo literally says that his final Getcha Tensho is the strongest, and after he uses that ability, all his powers are gone. But then later on, it reveals that it's not the strongest for some reason. The power scaling kind of ruined the interaction and the dialogue between the characters. Something just didn't make any sense to me, at least. But the godly animation and the drip makes up for it. Bleach is just another typical shonen, but it's honestly one of the best recent shonen that has come out, due to the fact that it doesn't have many of the shonen problems. There are no annoying pointless characters being shown. There are no annoying fillers. Ichigo isn't going on a date with Rukia or something like that. I don't know about the future for Bleach, but as of currently, it's getting straight to the point, no time wasted. every moment and scene has a purpose and is moving the story at a very good pace. Sure, some things honestly just doesn't make too much sense when it comes to the power scaling, but it's not as bad as Boruto or Dragon Ball Super's power scaling. Ichigo isn't getting his ass handed to him by this creepy weird dude who's probably a pedo in his off time. It makes sense how Kenpachi wins these fights while the other captain struggles, because he doesn't have a Bankai, plus he's gold anyways. Dude just took care of 3 of these spotters with no issue and trash talking them as well. I just like his ego. One very important thing that sets Bleach apart from the current top shonen anime that's happening right now is the consistency. I hate having to watch Luffy going crazy for an episode with the animation being godly, then the next episode just completely shits the bed. And this is not an exaggeration, I'm not kidding. Look at episode 1018 after the epic fight. For 8 to 10 minutes straight, they just keep showing different characters' face expression. They keep cutting from one image to another with no progression. And this dude is not even showing his face. So what's the point of showing an image of him? We can't even see his face expression. Same thing goes with Boruto. One episode the animation is just the best of the best, and the next episode is Naruto getting stomped on or Boruto doing dumb stuff. Not being consistent really messes with how I view these shows. I will be skipping a ton of these episodes and then coming back to it once I found out there's an epic fight scene, because it's just so inconsistent. I can't go from having one good animation and then the next episode being a terrible animation. I just can't do it. It just ruins the vibe for me and it's just weird. As much as I crap on Super, the show is actually very consistent. It was consistently bad at the beginning, but later on it became great. Consistency is what got me through the Tournament of Power arc. Now Bleach is really good currently, but it has one thing that's kind of weird that doesn't really make sense, and is that sometimes the characters be not thinking too deeply about stuff, and this doesn't time with the power scaling at all. When Yamamoto was gonna fight Yawat, and keep in mind this dude has fought him before when he was younger, he has years upon years of experience, so he has seen a lot of abilities. He knew what the stealing ability was capable of, and he was still raw on how the ability was able to be triggered. Like sometimes the characters in this show just don't have common sense. Ichigo dropping his guard and thinking that he killed the pedo was kind of weird as well. You didn't cut off his head, you didn't cut off half of his body. How did you think that you killed him? Kenpachi rushing into Yawat trying to solo him makes more sense than some of these characters' action and thinking. Him trying to fight Yawat solo was actually very fitting for his character. Dude literally said that the only guy that was great was the guy that cloned him. He is narcissistic as they can get, and I actually like that. It's a breath of fresh air, honestly. And he has the most common sense as well. If they're rambling on laying their guard down, just kill him. He's just using common sense. Yawat not killing Ichigo was another dumb mistake that literally made no sense. Ichigo was on the ground, he was basically done for. All you gotta do is just slice his head and he's done. He was also your most wanted target as well. Why didn't you just kill him there? But we'll just chop it off to the typical shonen mistake that every villain makes. And don't give me that, well, Aizen. No, dude, Aizen doesn't have to do anything with this, I guarantee you. Yawat could have killed Ichigo right there, I guarantee you. Aizen literally made no difference except for annoying Yawat for like a second. But other than the little power scaling problem that it has and the characters sometimes not thinking straight, Bleach 1000 Year Blood War arc has basically checked every single box that makes a great modern day typical shonen. The show has great consistent animation, no annoying fillers, no boring dialogue, and most importantly, it's super bloody. Bodies are getting cut off in half. Bleach has done shonen justice, and the most important thing that all of the other shonen anime can take away from Bleach is that don't waste people's time. Like seriously, these shows are already long enough as it is. You don't have to add in more episodes where the character goes on pointless dates that leads the story to nowhere. If the character goes on a date and the story leads somewhere, okay, I can understand, go ahead. But most of these episodes are just a waste of time. If I want to see characters go on a date, I would go and watch some sort of rom-com. I would much rather have shows like Black Clover be seasonal and me having to wait for the next season to come out than having everything be super unorganized and I don't even know which episode to come back to. And I ain't keeping up with all the filler episodes. I got other shows that I want to watch. Ain't nobody got the time or the enjoyment to sit there and watch a bunch of pointless filler episodes. Bleach has honestly solved the biggest problem that a lot of modern day shonen have, and I honestly didn't even think that this problem was capable of being solved, which is time consumption. Removing a lot of the filler episodes will increase the budget for each of the episodes that is important, which saves everyone's time and allows the animation to be more consistent. The fight scenes are not going to be dragged out so much as well. One Piece be having some of the greatest animation, but they ruin it by having Luffy and Kakagori punching each other for like 5 minutes straight. There's only so many times Luffy can punch and bleed before it just becomes stupid and boring. When I want to watch a fight scene, I want it to be fast paced. I don't want it to be dragged out. It's just annoying. This war arc is a lot better than the original Bleach and a lot better than the current top shonen shows. I will even say that's better than Super, Boruto, and One Piece, just because of how well the first 13 episodes did. Like I said again, besides Demon Slayer, Bleach is the only few shonen anime where I can't wait for the next episode to come out. And this show really ain't that creative. It's just really drippy. The fight scenes are great and it's cool. I'm actually very excited for the next season. If Disney is doing anime like this, I honestly wouldn't mind having all these top current shonen to be picked up by the PG-13 company. They have outdone themselves in terms of everyone's expectation in every single way possible. They have redeemed and revived Bleach. Let's not lie, Bleach is revived. I was expecting this arc to have a lot of problems, mainly the filler problems, and everything was gonna be dragged out, but it's honestly very well paced. I gotta give credit to where credit is due, so a round of applause for Disney for buying this show up and making it great. Out of all the top original shonen, Bleach is one of the best right now. This show is currently the best out of all 4 of them. It even reached #1 on Mal at one point. I'm not a big fan of Bleach, but I would say that it's the best shonen that has recently come out, and the OST was right. This show is truly #1. Why did you let Ichigo live? This is gonna come back and bite him in the ass later on. Haven't you learned what happened when you keep the main characters alive? Didn't they teach you this in villain school? This is a villain mistake 101.